Hi there, this is a short demonstration of how to raise and process a purchase order through ApprovalPlus. So we're starting here from our login screen. Login, I've saved my password there. We come into the system. This is our landing screen. Basically on the left hand side are the summary of the tasks that are ahead of us. In our case, purchase orders to receipt are down the bottom, things that need ordering are down here, approvals and things. Okay, now I'm just going to run you through the process of raising a new purchase order. And we'll go through that process and sort of treat it as if we're doing the different roles that are in there. So you'll see on the left hand side we've got an empty purchase order book, if you like. On the right hand side is what we're going to fill out. So for example here, if I fill in, start typing ApprovalPlus, it'll give us a list of suppliers with that name on there. We can choose to fill in some of these other fields. So for example we might say, sorry, this is finance stationery. It'll type ahead and give us lists of things that we've used in the past. You can do things like T for today on the date field, and there are some options down the bottom. So print amounts will, yes, will show the amounts on the purchase order, no will hide them, so you're not just quoting them, if you like, to the supplier. You can have a quoted purchase order, which will get rid of the tolerances later on in the process, and an urgent purchase order, which will send the email immediately instead of waiting for a bundled email to notify your approver. Okay, so let's create our purchase order. You'll see on the left hand side it fills out the purchase order header and things, and then we're going to start putting some detail into it. So we click on the red button down the bottom there and it starts into the item editor. So we're going to, in this case, choose from a catalogue, and we can either just click the drop down list or we can start typing what we want to and it'll give us a narrowed down list. So I'm going to select some yellow post-it notes. In this case you'll see that it's filled in a lot of the information for me. It's got the item description, the code, the price, all the GL coding information, and that's come from the catalogue. And I just need to say I want to purchase 3 of these and choose my approver. Okay, whoops, sorry, we'll choose our relevant approvers for us based on the GL code and the amount that we've got on there. In this case I'm going to choose myself. Okay, so I have added a line. I can continue on to add extra lines and do things if I wanted to. Or in this case I'm just going to send it to myself when we're going to approve this purchase order. Okay, now when you send it to yourself, you don't get emails from yourself or anything, it's just rolling that status through. And really, the approver would be looking at what's been done on here, how much is going to be spent. They might look at what you're purchasing. If they want to look at the detail, they can drill in here and look at the coding and whatever you've applied this against. If there's multiple lines, they can flick through and look at it. But generally, for most approvers, they just want to quickly get a look at what's been spent and where it's been sent to, so they can approve it. In this case it's me, it's coming back to me, but if it was the person who raised the purchase order was different from the approver, they would get a notification and they could come in here and now place the order with the supplier. Okay, now ordering is going to have different ways of doing that, so you could be emailing it to people, and if that's the case you might have lists of people attached to the supplier that you can communicate with. You may also want to just phone the purchase order number through, which we'll do in this case, in which case it's just going to roll the status through and you give that PO number over the phone to your supplier. You can do little things like put an instruction in here, deliver after 3 PM to rear of building, or whatever you need to do at the last minute as part of your delivery, and obviously it makes more sense when you're printing it or emailing it as well. In my case I haven't got a default billing address set up, but normally that would be there. You have delivery locations assigned to each person. If they wanted to override that and choose a different location, maybe another office or branch of your organisation, they can choose that. Okay, it's defaulted my name in there and we would send the order at that stage. That purchase order is now ordered, and so the status displayed at the top here, and really it's waiting for those goods and services to come in. Now typically you're not going to get the goods and services coming in at the same time you order them, so they will be sitting down in the to receipt work queue for us, and when I receive my post-it notes and things like that, the finance stuff, I'll just simply click on my purchase order. I can see that I ordered 3, I've got 3 in front of me. If I had multiple lines, I can tick the various lines that have been received. If I've got everything, I can just tick receipt all. And that's about as hard as the purchase order gets for someone raising, all the way through to receipting a purchase order. And the idea is that if an invoice now arrives quoting that purchase order number, that task is dealt hopefully automatically by Extractor and ApprovalPlus, or it may require some assistance from the accounts payable team if the prices are different or there's different items on it. And that's the demonstration of purchase orders on ApprovalPlus.